What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTP Sports. Nice game. Nice game for your fighting Phils. Offense, once again, still wasn't the best. Definitely wasn't the best out there. Doesn't really matter when Zack Wheeler did what Zack Wheeler did today. Zack Wheeler was flat out fantastic. 7 innings, only 4 hits, no walks, bunch of strikeouts. Zack Wheeler's doing his thing. No earned runs. Bullpen does their job. Offense chipped in when they had the chances. And that leads to a 3-0 shutout of the Atlanta Braves. And you do, at the very least, guarantee a split in this series with Atlanta. But you do have Aaron Nola on the bump tomorrow. He's going up against Schwellenbach. And yes, Schwellenbach you have struggled against mightily this year like you did with Ronaldo Lopez. But still, I want to see you win this series. I think when you have Aaron Nola on the mound, there's no excuse for you to lose tomorrow. I want to see a win. I want to see a win. And I want to see the offense go off against Schwellenbach and just make us, find some confidence there. Because, yes, the Braves' pitching has been very good for a very long time this year. Probably since, probably before the All-Star break. Getting a lot of quality starts, their pitchers going deep in the games. Rotation is basically one of the main reasons why they're in this position to begin with, because their rotation has been very good. With, Lopez, Chris Sale, obviously, those two would probably be around top 3, top 4, top 5 in Cy Young vote, and Chris Sale probably is the favorite to win the Cy Young. Lopez is probably at most finishing in the top 5, I would say, probably top 4, top 3, in my opinion. Max Fried is Max Fried. You know what you're going to get out of him. He's a really good pitcher. Schwellenbach has been a very pleasant surprise after a very slow start for him. And Charlie Morton, he's given you what you got this year. He's probably the weakest point in their rotation. But the Braves pitching is the reason why they're in this position with all their stars basically injured. And I'll give them credit to that position. But I want to see the Phillies hitters build on confidence, find a way to get the Schwellenbach, a guy that you have struggled against 2 times this year, especially when you have a chance to win the series and when you have a chance to go up 7 games in the division to really have that chokehold there to possibly put the Braves out of reach. That's what you need to do, and especially since the Milwaukee Brewers are still winning games and since the Los Angeles Dodgers are still winning games, there's no excuse, in my opinion, to split this series because, 1, like I said, it helps with the division lead, and 2, you want that bye week, so you got to win as many games as possible. You definitely do. And yeah, you do have the tiebreaker over the Dodgers, and if you win one more game against Milwaukee, you do have the tiebreaker. But you still need to win right now. You need to win as many games as possible to get as close as getting the bye as you need to. So that's why I want to see this team win tomorrow, and I don't want to see them split. That's the main reason there. And also because you're facing the Atlanta Braves, and I don't want to split a 4-game series to them when you haven't won a series against them the entire goddamn season. So, Zack Wheeler, like I said, just took the ball and did Zack Wheeler things. Dude was on a mission. Dude was locked in. Only allowed 4 hits, like I said, and it wasn't even to the heart of the Braves lineup. I believe it was like Laureano, Darno, Urshela, and Whit Merrifield that got the hits for the Braves today against Zack Wheeler. Other than that, Ozuna strikes out a few times against Zach. Matt Olson almost had a home run against Zack Wheeler, but thankfully for Johan Rojas, making the most nonchalant home run robbery I've ever seen in my goddamn life. But then Michael Harris had to freaking top it off, robbing Austin Hayes with the most insane home run robbery I've ever seen in my life. Seriously, what is with the home run robberies this week? You get Jankowski with the Texas Rangers against the White Sox the other day, and I believe there were a few other robberies today if I just saw those on Twitter. I believe Kansas City had one, I believe Milwaukee had one, and there was 2 home run robberies in today's game. Holy shit. Holy shit, that was a fantastic grab by Harris. I have no idea how the fuck he caught that ball. I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea how the hell he caught that ball. But it was a fantastic catch there by Michael Harris. But for the lineup today, Edmundo Sosa in the lineup for Bryson Stott today. he gets a solo shot. He gets 2 RBIs because he knocked in the third run of the ball game after Weston Wilson walked. Sosa doubles into the gap. Weston Wilson running around the bases had a nice slide into home base to avoid the tag. Home base, home plate. What am I saying? Home base. Home base. What is home base? No one says home base. Home plate. Home plate. Terrible by me. Just terrible by me. It really is. Oh my God. Terrible job by me. Home plate. And Trey Turner had 1 hit today, but that 1 hit was a solo shot, and that was his first home run in a very long time. So that is very good to see. Hopefully that just finds a way to get him going, specifically on the power side, because, the power really has been lacking for the Phillies in this month. They really haven't hit that many home runs. I think they're only like a little near 30 this month, like a little bit over 25 or something like that. I don't even think, maybe not even near 25, maybe a little over 20. The power really has been slumping a lot for this team in this month, and that also adequates to Kyle Schwarber really just being not good at the plate, Bryce Harper's lack of power, and of course he almost had a home run in this game, which died right at the warning track in right center field. I believe that was in the 8th inning, so I was just like, come on, just go out for him. Just go out for him. My God. Austin Hayes had a double and a single, almost at the home run if it wasn't robbed by Michael Harris. Weston Wilson, he had that walk, which allowed Sosa to drive him home, which was very good to see. Nick Castellanos not really much of a factor in today's game. Alec Boehm had another day off. They're saying his wrist is definitely feeling a lot better. They just wanted to give him an extra day. So I'm not sure if he's going to be in the lineup tomorrow or if they're just going to give him the day off whatsoever, because you also have the day off on Monday. Just give his wrist as much rest as possible so it can heal quicker than possibly you need to. So hopefully that is the case there. I'm sure he was available to pinch hit today, but the Phillies really didn't need that position to pinch hit for. So we'll see. We'll see. You also saw Jose Alvarado back with the Phillies. He's back on the roster, even though he's not going to be activated until tomorrow. So that's a good thing to see. So you might see Jose Alvarado in tomorrow's game, pending if he is needed for tomorrow's game. So that is a good thing. So maybe his mind is all cleared for everything there. So that's a good thing to see. So let's see. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens for tomorrow's game. But basically, if you just go over this game, it was just a pitching duel. Max Fried was really good, even though he did allow 3 earned runs, but Zack Wheeler was just that better. Zack Wheeler was just that much better. 7 innings, 4 hits, 7 strikeouts, no walks, no earned runs on 96 pitches. ERA drops to 2.63, just pure dominance there from Zack Wheeler. Max Fried, he goes 7 innings as well. 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts. There definitely were some times during this game where Max Fried was a little bit all over the place with his command and allowed some base runners, and the Phillies let him off the hook because they got to do a couple of double plays there. So not the best thing there, in my goddamn opinion, but they still managed to get to him at the end of the day. Hoffman, he pitched in the 8th, allowed 1 hit, struck out 2, and he stared down Marcell Ozuna, so that was kind of fun to see on 21 pitches. And then Estevez gets the save, strikes out 2 in the bottom of the 9th inning. 12 pitches there, 10 strikes. And a little bit of a scare in the beginning because first pitch he threw was a fly out to Matt Olson, and as soon as that happened, Rob Thompson and the trainer came out, but then you saw Estevez just wave them back. It was just, he slipped on the mound, it placed his foot wrong. So at least that was didn't happen there. So nothing scary there. It was a scare because you're like, oh God, trainer, manager come out instantly after 1 pitch. You're like, no. But nothing really happened. It was just, wasn't happy with the mound placement, I guess, at the end of the day. So that was it. In terms of the offense, really not much. Like I said, Braves only had 6 hits. Phillies only had 5 hits. And 2 of those were home runs, and 1 of those RBIs was also an Edmundo Sosa double. So that really was basically the entirety of the offense for today. Looking at the Braves lineup, Merrifield had 1 hit, Soler had 1 hit, Ozuna went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts, Olsen went 0 for 4, Darno had a hit, Harris had a hit, Arcia went 0 for 4, Laureano went 1 for 3, and then Urshela went 1 for 3. And the Braves, they went 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. The Phillies went 0 for 3. Braves left 7 runners stranded in today's game. And just looking at where the runs happened in today's game, Austin Hayes, he had a 2-out double in the bottom of the second inning. Nothing really happened there. Zack Wheeler, he gets out of a jam in the top of the third inning after allowing a couple of leadoff base runners. Sosa, he has the home run in the bottom of the third inning to lead it off, so that's a 1-0 Phillies lead there. Castellanos had the leadoff walk in the fourth. Then a double play happened, which basically nothing happened after that besides a Hayes single. Bottom of the fifth, Sosa walks to lead off, and then Rojas bunts into a fielder's choice, force out at second base, and then Kyle Schwarber grounds out into a double play. And then bottom six, Trey Turner leads off with his solo shot, makes it a 2-0 game. And then bottom of the seventh inning, after Austin Hayes gets robbed by Michael Harris in center field, Wilson then walks, and then Sosa doubles into the gap, actually, and scores Wilson from first base. So makes it a 3-0 game, and that's basically all your offense. Pitching dominated besides that. Just look at some of the 1-2-3 innings that Zack Wheeler had. 1-2-3 in the top of the first, 1-2-3 in the top of the second inning. Only allowed one base runner in the top of the fourth. Allowed a couple of base runners in the top of the fifth with 2 outs, but had a 1-2-3 in the top of the sixth. Had a 1-2-3 in the top of the seventh. Zack Wheeler was just that good on the mound today. So, just really good stuff. Really good stuff overall. And looking at the Phillies lineup overall, Kyle Schwarber, he was over 3 with a walk. Trey Turner 1 for 4 with the solo shot. Bryce Harper, he was over 4. Nick Castellanos over 3 with a walk. JT over 3. Austin Hayes, he went 2 for 3, so a good day for him. Weston Wilson, he went over 2 with a walk. Edmundo Sosa goes 2 for 2 with a solo shot and an RBI double, so best offensive player on the night. And then Johan Rojas goes over 3. So, still not the most, I guess, thrilling offensive game, but I guess that's what happens when you're in a pitcher's duel with guys like Zack Wheeler and Max Fried on the mound. So I guess you could say maybe that's a replication of what tomorrow's going to be, but you never know. You absolutely never know with baseball. Never know whatsoever. Oh, Jesus. And if you are scoreboard watching for today's game, Brewers are currently playing the Cincinnati Reds. They're tied 4-4 in the bottom of the eighth. There's 2 outs right there. So, in terms of the standings right now, after that win, and at least the lead goes back up to 6 games. And in terms of the bye week and the division spots for the National League, Dodgers, they're still in first place in the National League. They got a game and a half lead there. Phillies, they have a half game above the Brewers, depending on what happens with their game against the Cincinnati Reds. So if the Brewers lose, it goes to a game. The Phillies right now, if the Brewers win, it goes to a tie. Basically, at that circumstance right there. And like I said, if we go to tomorrow's game, Aaron Nola going up against Schwellenbach. And for Schwellenbach, has been really good. Has been very good as of late. And the 2 times that we've seen him against the Phillies has been very good. So Schwellenbach, 4 2/3 against the Twins. 0 earned runs, so I wonder why he only went maybe threw a lot of pitches in that circumstance. Then against the Phillies, only allowed 2 earned runs in 6 2/3 innings, 9 strikeouts there. So 5 innings against the Angels, 3 earned runs, 6 innings against the Rockies, 2 earned runs, 7 innings against the Marlins, 3 earned runs. So he's had a lot of good games lately, some hiccups, but he's been more relatively good than not lately. And his ERA has dropped mightily since then. I believe like around the beginning of the season, he was like near a 5. It's dropped to 3.72. So that's replicating of how good he has been. But Aaron Nola is coming off of a very good start against the Houston Astros, where he went 7 innings, only allowed 4 hits and no earned runs with 6 strikeouts. So hopefully Nola looking to build off of that, especially. Definitely need that. Definitely need that. 100% from Aaron Nola. I would love to see that at least. In terms of strikeouts, how many times did the Phillies strike out tonight? They only struck out 5 times tonight, so process. Baby steps. Braves struck out 11 times tonight. So, baby steps. Baby steps at the end of the day. So, yeah, that's basically it on that standpoint. We do have some highlights that we can get to for today's game, just overall. So we might as well get to that. So let me try to pull this up. Sorry, my Twitter just constantly refreshes. So let's get to the first big highlight of the day, which was the Edmundo Sosa solo shot. And this was during the Fox broadcast when they were interviewing Schwellenbach. So it was kind of weird. So let's get to that.
Yeah, I mean, it's been incredible.
Oh, that ball is crushed.
Edmundo Sosa with a long homer to give Philly the 1-0 lead.
Every day that I'm not pitching, I get to watch Fried, Sale, Lopez, Morton throw. There's a lot to learn from all those guys, and just trying to take as much in as I can every time.
I find it very funny that he's trying to finish the question as the home run is happening. I find it very funny because that's the problem when you get into mid-game interviews. And I do like mid-game interviews to an extent, but it's just like when that happens, it's kind of funny because what am I supposed to do here? They asked me a question and the other team just hit a bomb. So I guess I got to try my hardest here. So yeah, that happened. Let's get to the Johan Rojas robbery in center field. It was the most nonchalant catch that I've ever seen in my life to rob a homer.
Seeing what Ohtani can do. Matt Olson straight away center field. Back goes Rojas. He reaches up and takes it off the wall.
It was the most. It just reached up, just like one-footed it, basically. I do want to find the Michael Harris one, actually. So let's do that because that was an insane grab. Let me find that. Let me find that one. So let's play this one.
And that's the beauty of putting yourself in that position. Hayes hits it deep to right center. Harris is back. He reaches up. Oh my! He brought it back. And that's the
insane. It's just the route that it's the way that because he was like a little bit off and he reached his glove behind the behind the back basically. It felt like with the way that he had to turn his arm and reach for it. That was insane. That was really insane right there by Michael Harris. Now let's get to the Trey Turner solo shot.
He does swing. He hits it high. He hits it deep. And that ball is gone. Trey Turner makes it 2-0 Philadelphia.
Love it. Now let's get to Edmundo Sosa's double that scored Weston Wilson from first.
Sosa to right center. Soler back. He won't get it. Wilson tracking around third. Play at the plate. See. Edmundo Sosa delivers again. And it's 3-0 Philadelphia.
Beautiful slide there. Definitely a beautiful slide. Let's get the final out.
He struck him out. The Phillies shut out the Braves, and they lead by 6 games in the East with less than a month to play.
I kind of want to see the Hoffman strikeout of Ozuna, but I don't think that's going to be a case. Don't think that's going to be the case whatsoever. Let's see. Well, it looks like there was a report. So the roster expansion technically is going to happen tomorrow. That's when it officially starts. But it looks like the let's see. Here we go. Okay. Yeah. So the roster expands happen tomorrow. So it looks like the Phillies are calling up Cody Clemens and Tyler Phillips. That's what it looks like. This is from Matt Gelb, and Tyler Phillips is going to start on Tuesday. That's what's going to happen. What it looks like right here. So it's nice to see Cody Clemens got called back up. He's been doing really well since coming back from the injury in AAA, so it'll be nice to see him coming back there. So that'll be good. Another bat off the bench that you can use. And it also did look like Rafael Marchand got hurt again, and it looks like Allard's ineligible, I think, to be called back up because I don't know what it has to do with his contract or something like that, unless I don't know the circumstances of why he can't get called back up until a specific date in September. I think it's September 10th or something like that till he can't get called back up for. So that's just weird. I just find it why did you send him down to begin with if you knew that you weren't going to be able to call him back up? I just find that weird. I just find that very weird. So, I just find that weird at the end of the day. Overall. Let's see. Yep. Rob Thompson confirms that Cody Clemens will be the position player added to the roster tomorrow. So overall, it doesn't look like there's anything else in those terms. Yeah, Jose Alvarado would also be activated tomorrow. That means Junior Marte could be the player trimmed off the roster, which would make a lot of sense. Tim Kelly says Tyler Phillips, Cody Clemens will be the 2 call-ups with the Phillies roster expansion tomorrow. Alec Bohm was not available to pinch hit. Unclear if he'll be in the lineup tomorrow, so we'll see what that happens. I think they're going to play it safe with Bohm. They're probably going to give him the day off tomorrow, so he also has the full day off on Monday, so it gives him 3 full days off, I guess. 3 full days off. So this would be 4 full days off, basically. That's probably what they're playing here with Bohm. Like 4 days off, 4.5, because he didn't play the rest of the game on Thursday. So that's most likely the case right there in terms of everything. So looks like Milwaukee is now beating the Cincinnati Reds 5-4 in the top of the 9th. So that sucks. That sucks overall. But what you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you going to do? But does not look like we have any voicemails or anything like that. So yeah. We did get a text message, I believe, from yesterday's stream. I didn't really go to the text message board just because of the whole, just the emotion of everything, everything going on yesterday with the Johnny Gaudreau, and Matty Gaudreau situation. So it still stings today, definitely. I feel, waking up today was definitely a lot more difficult than it was yesterday because it's fully settled in that they're gone. Like yesterday was like the shock of it actually being true, and then going through the process of accepting it, and now it's like fully settled in, and it's just like you feel worse, in my opinion. But I definitely was able to be more emotionally involved in tonight's game, so that definitely helped. Probably the Phillies losing last night didn't really help me get emotionally involved in it, but the Phillies definitely did become a nice distraction from that. But it still stings right now, and it's definitely going to sting for a little bit. So, like I said, I just feel bad for Brodes and the family overall because those are the people that are hit hardest right now with this entire situation, along with like Johnny's teammates from Calgary, from Columbus, and all that stuff. All the people that he's known throughout the NHL. Same thing with Matty, from the school that he coaches at. I believe he coaches at Gloucester Catholic. So it's just a lot. It's just a tough situation overall. It really just is. So I don't want to get back in the full depth of it because that'll get me back into my emotions. And I don't want to do that right now because I want to string on the happy note of the Phillies win. That's what I want to try to make that distraction there. Excuse me there. I had to sneeze, as always. So, yeah, we don't have, for today's stream, we really don't have anything, but we did get a text last night from Austin just talking about the Johnny Gaudreau stuff, so I appreciate that, just, all that. So, I see you right there in the chat, Austin, so understand why you didn't want to talk in the live chat yesterday. Made sense. Definitely made sense, just regarding everything. So, let's see. Yeah, Jackson Chourio hit the home run in the top of the 9th against the Reds to put the Brewers up. So that's what it looks like right there. So yeah, really not much else to talk about. Definitely a bigger day in the sports world, just in terms of college football being back. So I did watch a couple of the college football games today. Like I started with the Penn State and the West Virginia game, but that game was like delayed for so long because of the storm that was happening in West Virginia. So I was basically just flipping through a bunch of them, like the Ohio State game, the Texas game, and all that stuff. So I'm definitely waiting for more of the bigger matchups because obviously it's the first week of college football being back. You're not going to see many big matchups. But I do think there is one currently going on right now, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll probably go, after this is done, I'll probably go back down and watch that before I hit the bed. But yeah, good game today. Got to remember tomorrow's also nationally televised, so that is a 7:15 game on ESPN. Got to remember that. Definitely would have felt better if it was just a normal afternoon game, so you can have the rest of Sunday. So you have the Sunday afternoon, then it's done and over with, and then you have all of Monday off. So it kind of felt better if that was the position it was in, but sadly it's not. Sadly, that's not the case. But doesn't change my mood in terms of I want the Phillies to win the series tomorrow. So with Aaron Nola on the bump, I would like to see the offense go after Schwellenbach. Basically the case there. So I got a couple of you guys here in the chat. We'll get to you. And they're really not seeing anything else from the Twitterverse in terms of it. It's just basically the roster call-ups and all that stuff. Sorry, that slipped my mind a little bit. I couldn't think of the term. So we got Tyler here. Feel bad for Austin Hayes. Almost got his first home run. No, he actually had a home run. He had a home run I think he had a home run in one of those games against the Yankees. He's had a home run with us. It's only been one, and it was like right after he came here. But he has a home run. Yeah, it would have been nice if that was able to miss the glove of Harris, or he dropped it going into the bullpen. But, gotta tip your cap at the end of the day. It's funny if he hit that home run, he would have been a triple away from the cycle. That would have been funny. That would have been funny. Austin, let's not strike out 14 times like last game against Schwellenbach. Maybe only 13 times, please. Oh, you're giving him a little too much of a break there, Austin. 14 times, 13 times. That's too much of an ask. Oh man. But yeah. Think that's where we ended today. If the offense shows up tomorrow, I'll feel a lot better. Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. So after this game for tomorrow, you get the day off on Monday, then you go to Toronto for 2 games, and then it's the 4-gamer against Miami. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, I want to see a win tomorrow. I do not want to split. Even though a split isn't the worst thing in the world, still would prefer the 7-game lead in the division. My personal standpoint there. So yeah, that'll do it for today, everybody. Appreciate you all for tuning in. Love every single one of you. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Does me a great deal of service. And also use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. Great deal. Don't pass it up. Getting lesser and lesser of the home games this year for the Phillies. Get it while you can. And also, if you want to try to get down to the link for Eagles, because we're almost starting Eagles up again. That's next Friday, folks. Getting closer and closer. And actually, I do have a fantasy draft on Monday, so maybe I stream that. Maybe I stream that on the off day. So maybe there could be the case there. BrodesMedia Fantasy League there. Maybe we stream that so I can have help with the fucking picks, because I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. It'll be my first fantasy draft. So thanks, guys, once again. You'll see something pop up in your subscription to you when it does. And yeah, love every one of you.